Hi everyone, it's the Bitcoin SV bulldozer. Win 20k by building on Bitcoin SV. So, guys, this is what this channel has been all about. If you build on Bitcoin SV, you will be rewarded. If you want to find out about the sCrypt Hackathon, go to the following website, sCrypt.devfolio.co. So spelt out, that's sCrypt.devfolio.co. It's running from the 25th of March to the 25th of April. So it's already started, but there's still a good 25 days left. So plenty of time to get something out. The website says there's a prize pool of $5,000, but apparently an extra $15,000 has been added to the pool. So approximately $20,000 in total. So what have people been doing in regards to the whole Craig Wright Copa case? They've been getting lost in the drama, in the minutiae of this court case. While in the meantime, they could be learning something valuable like sCrypt, how to build on Bitcoin SV, building up the on-chain economy. You see, that's where it's all at. It's the on-chain economy. That's where it's going. And I've been really forming a picture in my mind about what this on-chain economy will look like, what it will mean. And it's really exciting. And that's where the focus should be. Don't get distracted by these other things. Yeah, sure, keep abreast of them, but don't get lost in them. You know, at times the Copa case resembled to me the crypto version of Days of Our Lives. What's the new drama that's been offered up today? What's the new piece of dodgy evidence that Craig Wright has offered up today? This definitely shows that he's not Satoshi Nakamoto. And the BTC camp and the BSV camp, always at loggerheads, always fighting and saying the most vitriolic things to one another. You guys get off on it. You love it because it gives you meaning. It gives your life meaning. This is absolutely, utterly meaningless. What is meaningful is actually doing something and being part of something and creating something valuable. And that's what I've been saying over and over again since the start of this channel. So here we have sCrypt, the hackathon, and this is about promoting building. And you can win 20k. I think it's roughly 20k, the prize pool now. I contributed $50 because it's a worthy cause. I want to see this be the emphasis in Bitcoin SV about building, and we've got the best technology and we've got the tools to support it. sCrypt is phenomenal. I've been dibbling and dabbling in it a bit over the last few weeks and mucking around with minting ordinals and stuff and seeing what I can do. I can see the potential there, and I can see how we can make this the place to be in BSV. And what really astounds me is that we've got this great competition hackathon, 20k up for grabs. And as far as I can tell, it's not being promoted particularly well. I think we have a serious problem in BSV with marketing. We need somebody to really market this very well. And that could be a result of the narrative that formed around Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre and enterprise blockchain and lawsuits and all of that stuff, right? So Craig Wright losing the case might be a blessing in disguise because he might have won and then BSV's price pumped big time. It would have gone over $1,000, I reckon. But then we would have just sat on our haunches. Now I'm saying that, and I am not really one for speculation. I don't believe in hypotheticals. We don't know exactly what would have happened if he had won. It's all just talk, really. It's all just rhetoric. But it just seems like a spark has been lit again in BSV. And it's a little bit more muted than it was in 2019. There was a massive euphoria in 2019 that went right through that whole year, right up to the Genesis restoration in March or February, March, around about then of 2020. And that would be something that I'd like to see recaptured in BSV because we lost our way. And we can do it, but we need a bit more marketing. I'm not a marketer. I'm marketing this right now, actually, but I'm not your pin-up boy for marketing. I'm just doing it because I want to see a spark in BSV again. I want to see that life. And we can recapture it, I think. Have more and more of these hackathons. Not just have the one-off hackathon, but have a rolling hackathon. Why not? Then we'll attract other people from other chains over. Because, oh, BSV, the scam coin, but you can win 20k worth of BSV? Yeah, I'll be in on that. See, morals sort of go to the wayside a little bit when money comes into the equation, right? And for those of you that aren't BSV people out there, you do realise that BSV is not the scam. Now, arguably, Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre aren't the scam either. And you'll react to me saying that, but what scam have they perpetrated? Oh, they had the idea of stealing Satoshi's coins. Well, guess what? They haven't done it, have they? So where's the scam? Oh, Craig Wright promised that BSV would go to $1,200. Well, if you invested in BSV at $400 because you thought it was going to go to $1,200 on Craig's word, you're a moron. So just get over it, guys. Look, let's just assume for the moment Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre are out of the picture. BSV is pretty good at the moment, and there's a lot of active people doing a lot of amazing things. And this hackathon will show that. You know, they've got about 170 different entrants. I think it's amazing, and I want this sort of thing to continue. So it should be a rolling hackathon. Building is where it's at, guys. If you build, you will be rewarded for that building. If you put energy and value into this blockchain, it will become valuable. And I've got a number of ideas in relation to this, and that's for a separate video. I've got an ordinals offering, and I'll be talking about that in depth, probably in my next video, once I get the nuts and bolts worked out in terms of how I'm going to sell them, what it all signifies. And I want to be promoting this sort of thing. You know, it's interesting. Thinkers in the space often have the same thoughts simultaneously. It's like that idea of the scientists who come up with the same invention at the same time, but they're living in different parts of the world and don't even know each other, right? So when Josh Hensley produced that video, Is Bitcoin SV Imploding? It's funny because I was going to produce a video at that time with exactly the same title. Now, I don't know when I produced my video, Is Bitcoin SV a bulldozer or a limp lettuce leaf? I think it was around about the same time as he produced that. Now, that might have ended up being my Is Bitcoin SV Imploding video because the energy was so weak in the space. And what's happened now, since Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre have taken a hiatus, is that the bulldozer energy is more visible. It's not the same as it was in 2019, but it's back there again. And I'm not necessarily blaming Craig Wright because guess what? He said when the Genesis upgrade occurred that he wanted us to go out and build. And what did we do? We went out and sat on our asses and did nothing and left it up to him and left it up to Calvin Ayre. People blaming Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre for the narrative that formed. It's because we didn't take the bull by the horns and just go off and do it. We let them overtake it. And I think partly to blame was also COVID, and this has been talked about by a number of people, including me, that how ironic and how coincidental, let's just say, that baloney virus appeared on the scene just when the Genesis upgrade occurred. Amazing, huh? And I reckon that put a dampener on everything. One could argue that the whole COVID thing was a very dramatic period, people losing their incomes, their whole world's getting flipped upside down, being put out of work, being locked down and all of that nonsense. So it's understandable that the focus was no longer on Bitcoin SV. I mean, who gives a shit about Bitcoin SV when all of this nonsense is going on, right? And I reckon that put a dampener on that innovative building spirit. It really shouldn't be degen versus boomer. It should be builder versus hodler, because the builders are the ones that just go out and do stuff. The builders are the ones that don't rely on venture capital, etc. Are you going to join me? Are you going to help me do this? Are you going to help me promote the hackathon? Are you going to help promote Bitcoin SV in your way? Make it the juggernaut that we all think it could be, because it's not going to do it on its own. It's up to people like me and you to do it. So in closing, if there's anybody out there that's keen on becoming part of this competition, you have some programming skills, because I can't do this on my own. Part of the problem with me is that I can't sit at a computer screen for too long. That's the conundrum that I face. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in my next video. But I've got an idea for a gambling app. Now, I don't know if this is a brilliant idea or if it's just everybody's thought of that or whatever. But I've got this idea for a gambling app. And if you think that you could pull that off, you might be somebody that's reasonably competent in programming or just wants to give it a go. And all the tools, sCrypt there, and you might even want to try sCrypt with a ChatGPT Pro overlay. Give it a go, why not? So if you're interested, hit me up on Twitter. BSV Bulldozer is my handle. And we'll get talking and maybe we can form a team and see if we can win this thing. Why not? I just want to see development happening in BSV. So hit me up and we can join the party, join the competition, and be bulldozers in this BSV ecosystem. So, yeah, and in my next video, I'll talk about the ordinals proposal, if I've got it all nutted out by then. So that's it. Chin up. We're recapturing the spirit of the bulldozer in BSV. It's party time in BSV. Party time every day. That was one of the videos I produced on my channel in its previous incarnation. Ciao for now.